Hey yo, welcome back to the channel everyone. Hope y'all had a good weekend. On today's menu, what is a simp? You know I like to use acronyms over here. So for me, I would define a simp as a soft, insignificant male puppet. Let's eat. Bro, you're soft. I'ma just keep it a buck. You're too eager to please someone who doesn't express a similar interest, and it seeps through your actions. You're too agreeable to the point where you're afraid to say no and avoid conflict at all costs. Smitten over someone that doesn't return any value or benefit to your life. This needs to stop. You're consistently taken advantage of because you're too milquetoast to take up for yourself or make any kind of improvements. Whether it's speaking to a woman, taking risks, or otherwise, you aren't putting yourself first, and that's the biggest problem. Someone who's soft would rather ignore a mistake than address it because, again, they're too worried about how they'll make the other person feel. If it's a mistake, there are ways to deliver the message, but you shouldn't just let it slide. Here's a good example. Let's say, imagine you order a coffee, right? Let's say it's an iced chai, and instead you received a hot chai. You look at the line behind you, and it's mad long, and you think to yourself, man, I don't want to inconvenience those people. So you decide to take the hot drink, even though that's not what you ordered. Come on, dog. You don't even know those people, and it's not what you ordered. That's being soft. Another example. Let's say you're talking to a young lady. You exchange numbers and you've been trying to hang out with her. And she keeps giving you the curve, right? She keeps making excuses. For one, let me just say this. She's not interested. But you keep going out of your way to hit her up to hang out. Stop doing that. You're soft and she sees it. Ultimately disqualifying yourself further. You need to put yourself first and stop worrying about everyone else's feelings, especially if you don't know them. Now, that's not to say you need to walk around hard body and be rude to everyone. It simply means putting your priorities first and everyone else is secondary, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. All right, so a simp is also insignificant as it relates to dating. You don't hold enough value for her to consider your existence, at least not in the way that you want her to. To her, you're a friend who she wants to hit up every so often, and you'll run quick and eager to respond to her messages. This is why I say it's necessary to improve yourself. You have to be her best option, present something that she can't ignore. This means taking care of yourself. This is why I talk about working out, going to the gym, building confidence. So similar to a woman who's wearing an outfit to get noticed, right? Let's say you're at a club or you're out and about somewhere, you're out in the world. Maybe she has the cheeks showing and she has a push-up bra for attention versus the girl who's quiet in the background. She's in the cut and dressed a little more modestly, but all eyes are on the tantalizing young woman, right? You need to be significant enough where people will pay some kind of attention to you, but don't be hungry for it. Have a nice wardrobe that complements your frame, hence going to the gym. Work on social skills so you can speak articulately amongst others. There's ways to obtain a woman's attention other than just walking up and speaking to her. They all notice you, but women are very passive and indirect. The way you become more significant and out of the friend zone is to become more interesting, valuable, and exciting to some degree. But more importantly, be more significant to the women who express a similar interest and attraction to dating, right? Otherwise, it won't make a difference at all. Man, unfortunately, you are the exact opposite of this. Seeking constant validation, wanting attention from every woman you encounter, you're less in touch with your masculine side, and you're oftentimes dishonest with yourself and others. You don't challenge yourself, and you wince during any sign of defeat. A man accepts adversity and adapts, develops a drive and confidence about himself while still holding tight to his identity. You don't uphold any strength, mentally or physically. You're weak and docile. If there's anything that a woman is turned off more by, it's a man who can't be a man. A simp is the very quintessence of what a man should never be. The ability to sustain a masculine frame is paramount when talking about being a man. It's expected from society, right? And it should be adhered to. There's no shortcomings over here. There's no shortcuts either, unfortunately. You have to embrace this role indefinitely, or you will be met with ridicule. It happens time and time again. There's viral videos talking about being a man up. I mean, it's inevitable, but you need to take on that role. A simp is also a puppet, at the mercy of any female existence. You let her control how you feel about yourself. She takes advantage of you, and she tells you what to do. And you're easily convinced, and you follow her lead. She's the puppet master, right? And you bend to her will. Even though you know that she's not into you, the pursuit for attention and validation continues because she has you whipped without the P, right? This is dangerous, and it needs to be terminated immediately. get from under her thumb, and get your balls back, sir. This is unacceptable and even more embarrassing. A simp will be the nice guy and take orders from a woman in hopes of getting box, and has his mind set on, if I do something for her, I'll finally get to have some sex. That's not how that works, sir. My boy, she doesn't respect you, and she wants to be in a power position to take full control of your existence and play to her benefits. Pay attention to her behavior. I say this all the time. How she treats you, that's not someone who cares about your well-being, dog. Not in the slightest bit. Do you want to be controlled or in control? You have to make these decisions and adjustments that's going to dictate your future. Because if you don't break the cycle, it's going to continue. This tacit behavior will forever disadvantage you if you don't get ahead of it. Alright, so let's wrap this up. For me, I define a simp as a soft, insignificant man puppet. Someone who's too agreeable and doesn't prioritize themselves. Doesn't exhibit enough value to be noticed by a woman because he doesn't self-improve. Disconnected from his masculine traits, and ultimately controlled by a woman who shows little to no interest. Comment down below if y'all have a shared experience with being a simp. Like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'll catch y'all at the next meal. Peace.